The Docker Hub workflow. In the last section, we got to grips with a real-world application built with a Docker file. In this section, we're going to take this one step further. We will create a private code repository on BitBucket, set up our Docker Hub workflow, and build and iterate our project. By the end of this section, you will be familiar and comfortable with the Docker Hub workflow and ready to apply it to your own projects. You will need your previously created BitBucket account details. In this video, we're going to create our own copy of the mortgagemeter.com's code in our own repository. We're going to create a private repository on BitBucket, initialize our repository code, and push our codebase up to BitBucket. By the end of this video, we'll be ready to put our codebase into the Docker Hub workflow. We're going to use the BitBucket account we created at the beginning of this course. Let's go to a browser and type bitbucket.org. Now log in. Now if you click on Create, we will create a repository. Call it by a name of your choice. I'm going to choose the Mortgage Meter. Then click on Create Repository. Now we're going to take the instructions from the I have an existing project drop-down with some small additions for our project. Now go to a terminal on your Docker host machine and navigate to the directory above the mortgagemeter.com codebase we previously exported. Type ls to check. Now let's initialize our Git repository. Type git clone https://bitbucket.org/imile, or your username, and your repository name. .git. Then log in and cd into the directory with cd the mortgage meter. Now let's copy in the code from our build with cp -r /the mortgage meter master /* dot. Now we need to add some submodules, Flot for graphs, and a simple emailing tool. Type rm-rf flot and simple _ mailer, and then git submodule add https://github.com/flot/flot.git. And for the mailing tool, type git submodule add https://github.com/ianmile/simple _ mailer.git. Now let's add all the files we exported to our repository. Type git add --dot. Now set up your git details with git config --global user.email and your email address, and git config --global user.name quotes your name. Then we commit the files with comment git commit -am quotes initial commit, and finally let's push our file to the repository with git push -u origin master. Type in your details, and that's pushed. In this video we've set up our BitBucket repository, initialized our codebase, and pushed our codebase up to BitBucket. We now have a repository all to ourselves, ready to integrate with the Docker Hub workflow. In the next video, we're going to set up a test build on the Docker Hub